A short update on the energies, January 12, 2015. By now, much has been coming to the fore in all sorts of ways as the seeming fog of yesteryear is beginning to dissipate. You see, you are all already breathing a fresher air, and so, the outlook upon your lives should become a more detailed one in the time ahead. Let us explain. As we have told you on numerous occasions, you already carry within you all of the seeds to whatever it is you have come here to sow, and by this, we mean the information that is needed in order for not only you, but this entire planet to unfold itself to its full glory. For you are already everything you want to be, and as such, you only need to enable all of that inherent potential in order for not just you, but everything else to change into something that no longer resembles that almost ruinous version of your former selves. You see, not only do you have access to all of this potential in the form of knowledge, you also have access to everything else you might need to recreate what has been desecrated. For as we have told you before, it is all about vibration, vibration in the form of various frequencies of energy, energy that is and will always be fully malleable in every way. Nothing is written in stone, for nothing is unchangeable, even those parts that seem to be nothing more than inert mass standing in the way between you and everything that you dream of. For little by little you will begin to fully grasp the implications of this, and you will begin to literally rewrite all of the old rules and replace them with just this simple one: everything is possible as long as it is coming from a place of love. For that is what this is all about, changing everything around you by simply changing yourself, for when you do that, your metamorphosis will begin to initiate change in everything that surrounds you. Remember, we have told you earlier that this profound change that we talk about is taking place on a subatomic level, and as such, it can be impossible to see if you use the term in the regular way of perceiving something through those apertures in your head you call eyes. They have their uses, but as you all know by now, they have their limits too. And so what you need to do is to shift your line of sight into one that goes beyond the superficial and quantifiable that you are used to taking into account by way of your five senses. What we are trying to tell you in this rather roundabout way is that this profound change will change it all, but it will do so on a scale that is at one time so monumental it actually encompasses all of creation, but at the same time, it is on a scale that is so small, you have yet to be able to fully detect it even with your most advanced technical and scientific equipment. Yet, some of those bright minds amongst you have found a way to begin to peer deeper and deeper into this seeming abyss of mystical events that constitutes the very bedrock of your existence, namely that hidden mechanism behind the emergence of matter. For you know much already, and there are thousands upon thousands of pages written about this by scholarly minds by now, yet they're still mostly speculations, for the full process and the last small pieces have yet to be discovered. For everything they have seen so far has shown them that there are still so many questions to answer, but even so, they are undeterred by this challenge of digging deep enough into the tiniest of particles in order to find those elusive answers they so hanker for. Well, let us just say this: the answers will be found, but maybe not in the manner they expect to find them, nor in the locations they speculate they may exist. For the reason these answers will emerge, is because of the likes of you. For you are the living proof of how this mechanism not only is quantifiable, but also how infinitely simple yet how highly complex it really is. For you are already beginning to exhibit the effects from this magnificent shift by the way that you are all beginning to literally relearn to retune your entire apparatus of retrieval and transmission of information, and the reason you are able to do this, is by way of interchanging the old subatomic setup of your entire physical vehicle in such a way, it will once again become fully compatible to the much more advanced duplexes of energetic highways that exist in creation. Highways that you have so far in your history been shielded from traveling on. For you have taken the byways and the detours, more numerous than we can count, and they have been necessitated by your inability to partake of the highly charged bursts of informational downloads that are at all times passing through you on all those levels of existence you have been disconnected from for eons. You see, You are literally swimming in a soup of interconnected forms of existence on multiple planes, all coexisting in the same space in ways that will be hard for you to truly fathom, but that makes perfect sense once you learn to distinguish them all on, yes, a subatomic level. For remember, space is a commodity that is even more abundant than you at this stage perhaps can imagine, for when you look at an object, you see what you think is all mass, but what is in effect literally just a whirring cloud of particles held together in such a way, it resembles mass for what it really is energized particles commuting through vast and seemingly empty distances of space, so if you compact it all, very little actual mass would be seen by you. The rest would simply be empty space, but it is in actual fact not empty. It is filled with those even more elusive particles that make up mass in all of these other dimensions that you have around and indeed within you. For everything that exists in these designated coordinates in space that you define as your part of creation is all here, hidden in plain sight as it were, not merely right in front of your nose, but on all sides, inside and out, so where you only see you, we see all that is currently occupying the same space as you. But now, you will also by and by learn to consciously interact with these so far elusive relatives to call them that, the more esoteric parts of existence that you have so far been unable not just to detect, describe or even imagine, but whom you will now learn how to also connect with by way of your own internal superconductor, the one that is in actual fact an integrated part of your very own physical vehicle, and that has been enabled in such a profound way over this last period of time by your collective ability to literally tune into these priming vibrations that have been sent out just for this purpose. Remember, the potential is there for all, but to really become fully absorbed into this until now hidden stream of consciousness that you are already literally swimming in, you need to fully allow yourself to take the plunge. And this, so many of you have done already, hence that tremendous internal change that is already taking place on this planet. For this can in all aspects be likened to a chain reaction, and when enough of you take the plunge, as the case is now, you will engender such a huge blast of energetic movement on a molecular basis, it will literally go to the very core of your planet, and it will go to the very core of all of mankind. Again, we understand that our explanation will seem to be more elusive than those fabled particles your scientists are hunting so hard to find, yet, we want you to understand this simple fact: you have accomplished such a monumental change for all of humanity already, a change that is even more profound than if you equate it with the totality of evolution you as a species have gone through from the very first time your ancient ancestors set foot on dry land back in the wee hours of mankind's existence. And even if this monumental shift is not visible to any of you yet, it is simply because it is what can only be defined as a true quantum leap, an occurrence that happens on that level of creation where it all begins with the tiniest of particles, the ones that are the foundation for everything in existence. For on that level, you have made such a huge shift it can be likened to shifting from one side of the visible spectrum to the opposite. Again, our words are inadequate when it comes to explaining this, for you need to literally tune into your very new vibration yourself, and then, you will all see what it is we are trying to tell you in this rather crude and inefficient manner. For then, you will find that the inner view of your very own being will have changed in such a way, you will know that who you were is someone that was incapable of the feats that you are about to embark upon now. And then, you will also know that not only have you successfully shifted yourself fully into a new space of the spectrum, you have also allowed your entire existence to begin to play out under some very new stars. For you have opened up not just a new doorway, you have also removed the ceiling that stopped you from seeing beyond the obvious, and we do mean this in a very literal way. So now, the vistas that will begin to open up are far more advanced and far more hospitable if you will than the ones you have been staring at seemingly forever. For as you allowed yourself to change, you also enabled this entire planet to do the same, and together you will begin to fully explore just how creative you as a fully integrated union can become. And it will be an exploration that will be fully founded on that one underlying equation of love, For that is the drum that will set the beat, that is the new rhythm that will be literally at the heart of it all, and that is the sound that will make all of your hearts sing in perfect symmetry as well. And together, you will create that symphonic masterpiece not just you, but all of creation have been waiting for such a long time.